Good morning. Oh, God. My name is Mika, and I will be your chairperson for today's Dharma School service. Are there any new visitors or students and families here this morning? Okay. First, we'll have Sambujo on page 24 in the Big Book, followed by Sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the Little Book or page 93 in the Big Book. Now we will have Gatha Hotoke-sama on page 55 in the Little Service Book, followed by Golden Chain, which is located on page 2 in the Little Book or page 15 in the Big Book under Golden Chain 1. The Golden Chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I'll keep my link bright and strong. I'll be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Now we will have a Dharma lesson by Reverend Mikame.
Okay, please join me in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. So, there are many kind of animals actually appeared in Buddhist discourses and are depicted as a Buddhist art. So, did you know that mountain is a dragon, Chinese dragon? Did you know that? Do you know what the dragon is like? Have you seen that? So there are European dragons. I wanted to show that kind of picture today, but I couldn't. I'm sorry. But yeah, it is. So there's a Chinese dragons, and here we are talking about the Chinese dragons with the long bodies, and it has a kind of it has a long body and a big jaw and a sharp fangs. So they also appear in an anime called Dragon Ball. Do you know that? Have you seen that? Have you watched the anime? Okay, yeah. I assume many of you might know that what the dragon is like. And actually, there's a dragon in this main hall. Did you know that? There are two dragons actually are carved on the front table in the Naijin. Can you see that? And then there are 7 more dragons in this main hall. Try to find it. Yeah, you can I'll give you 1 minute. So, 1 minute, so you can stand up and then look for it. 7 dragons. Where is it? Where is it? No, this is gauging. So where you are sitting. In this space, not the Naijin area, this space. Where is it? Oh, somebody's pointing out something. I don't know. Where is it? Oh yeah. Okay. Some people might kind of find us. Okay, yeah, okay. It's actually, in fact, the dragons is right above you, right? There is a kind of lamp hanging from the ceiling, right, in the gauging area. And try to look at it. There are 7 lamps in this gauging area where you are sitting, and there is a dragon in every one of them. So the picture of the dragon with its mouth open is carved on it. Can you see that? Right. So there's also a big lamp at the entrance of the temple, right? And there's a dragon out there too. So each dragon welcomes you, and it says, "Oh, welcome everybody to the temple." So please take a look, try to take a look at it later, okay? So and then, did you know that there is dragons all around this temple? No, yeah, and I noticed that recently, yeah, actually. And let's take a closer look at the dragon, okay? Maybe let's see the dragon in front of in the Naijin area, if you can't see that. Okay. Or if you can't see that, please picture that imagine what the dragon is like, okay? This dragon is actually a mythical creature that does not really exist. But I was told that it is actually made up of the bodies of 9 different animals that actually exist. What do you think they are? Can you guess? Yeah. How about body? Flying worm? Okay, that's a good guess. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So for the Chinese, okay. All right. So dragons were described virtually composed of the parts of the 9 animals, right? The first body is where is that? Body is the. Let me start with the horns. What does it what animals do you remind of? Hi. Hole? Bowl? Okay. Okay, thank you. I don't know what it is, but it's a deer. It's a deer. And the head okay, how about the head? Big jar and a big head. Tiger? It's a camel. Camel. Yeah. How about the eyes? It has a red eye actually. Red eyes. Hi. Fish? It's actually a rabbit. Yeah. How about the neck? I don't know where is the neck from starting from. How about the neck? Or body? What did you say that? It's a snake. Yeah. And how about the abdomen? No idea? I have no idea what it is, but it's a large cockle or different type of the dragon. Yeah. How about the scales? Fish, carp. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, correct. And then how about the claws? Crows. Sorry, crows. Hi. Huh? Eagle? Oh, correct. Eagle. Yeah, correct. Now how about the paws? Paw. Gomenasai, pals. Hi. It's a tiger. Tiger. How about the ears? Tiny ears. No idea? It's an ox. Yeah. So these 9 animals are combined into the kind of dragon's body. So dragon is a unique and a mysterious from the incorporate the shapes of the various animals, right? I thought the dragon is an animal that symbolizes harmony, as it harmonizes the lives of the various animals and lives as one life, right? Our world is not quite like a dragon. Human perceive the world with the human eyes. A human perceive the world with human ears, and then the camel lives the life of camel, and the rabbit lives the life of rabbit. And they see things. I live my world, and my friends live their friends' world, right? If we don't accept each other, we might bump into each other or hurt each other. But the dragon, you see, is a life in which each life blends with and respects the others. Then, why are there so many dragons in this temple? Have you thought about it? Because they are cool? Are they trying to scare you? No, in fact, dragons are also protectors of Buddhism in India. Where is the birthplace of the Buddhism, right? There's a famous story about the 7-necked Naga dragon that raises its stickle and carved Buddha from the back to protect him from the wind and the rain as he meditated to attain enlightenment in Buddha Gaya in India. And in China, too, the idea of the dragon coming from India is shown through arts. And the dragons from the Japanese Buddhist arts are inherited from the Chinese forms. So, and then dragon also appeared in the poem written by Shinran Shonin, our founder. In the poem, it goes like this. When we say Namo Amida Butsu, Nanda, Upananda, and the other great Nagas, dragons, along with the countless dragon gods, revere and protect us constantly, day and night. So Nanda and Upananda are dragon kings, and Naga who protect the Buddha Dharma. So Shinran Shonin tells us the dragon kings are protecting us so that we can listen to the teaching of Buddha. It doesn't mean that they protect us from any bad things or calamities, but they protect the teaching of Buddha so that these teachings will never vanish or will continue to benefit people. So Shinran Shonin tells us the heart and life of those who cherish the Nembutsu, Nammanda Butsu, are also protected the dragon that is protecting the Buddha Dharma. As Shinran Shonin taught, dragons protect Buddhism, and all people who believe it cherish it. Therefore, this place is also well protected by many dragons. So that's why we have many dragons up there, and then as a place to listen to Buddha Dharma. Although we cannot see them, with my eyes, we are warmly watched over by both gentle Amida Buddha and cool dragons. Yeah, don't you think it's super cool, right? They're all protected by dragons. Yeah, it is not only when you come to the temple, but dragons along with Amida Buddha will always be strong allies in the lives of those who cherish the teaching of Buddhism. As we recite Namo Amida Butsu, we are being supported and nurtured by various lives. Amida and Chinese dragons tells us that life is going to be a lot of things, but they won't leave us alone and will be with us in this life anytime and anywhere. Okay, So please remember that when they are here with you when you recite Namo Amida Butsu. Okay? All right. So I'm gonna close my talk with Gassho Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Samanda. Thank you.
We will now have Gatha Children Japan on page 41 in the Little Service Book, followed by The Promise located on page 5 in the Little Book or page 15 in the Big Book. The Promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you to Reverend Mikame, Mr. Akizuki, Mrs. Tanabe, and Organist Ms. Tsuchimoto. Are there any announcements?
Good morning. Last week I made the announcement about the first Japantown curry cook-off and that we're asking for volunteers to help cut up vegetables. Rinban Sakamoto is leading the Betsuin team. Didn't have a time for that because I hadn't talked to Rinban yet. So, so Rinban said to show up at 10 o'clock this Saturday, I would assume in the kitchen in the annex, and we just need volunteers to help us cut that up, and he'll spice it up however he spices it up. Second announcement is for the first time in 4 years, we're going to hold our annual New Year's luncheon. So for those of you who don't know about this, we have a luncheon to welcome the new year in January. So this year it's going to be on January 21st. I believe that's the Honko service day. So after Honko service. There'll be a table outside in front by the Open Door Cafe where they'll be selling tickets the old-fashioned way with cash and check. For those of you who don't have cash or don't know what a check is, there'll be a flyer out in the December and January Dharma newsletters, and there's also going to be a mailer sent out with the membership forms for the next year with the QR code and all of that. So thank you.
Good morning. I just want to remind everybody that the next Sunday is our soul line dancing class. It starts at 11:30 to 1 o'clock, and it's a lot of fun. So come on and join us. Thank you.
Good morning, Mas Nishimura. I think he's going to make the announcement. Actually, Sid said you can make the announcement. You should make the announcement. Okay, so I'll make the other announcement, which is that the high school is doing a cleanup day. So if you're in high school class or a parent, please come up to the little chapel. And here's Reverend Akahoshi.
Hi. Yeah, we're doing a class Wednesday. What's it called? Plain and Simple Buddhism. Anyway, it's an introductory class. Trying to bring back the group we had about 10 years ago when I was here and doing the Wednesday night class. But if you're interested, it'll be in the boardroom and I think on Zoom. Got to figure that out today. But it's a contemporary interpretation of Buddhism. So what we're doing this Wednesday is interpreting some of our traditional words that we think we know, Amida, Pure Land, and putting it into a contemporary context, what that might mean to you. So it'll be more of a discussion. In other words, finding out what these words mean to each of us to get a variety of interpretations. And then what I'll do at the end is put it together in why Nembutsu, this thing we say all the time, Namo Amida Butsu, which sounds a little different, and Shin is a little different in that our path to awakening is realizing what we're all already receiving. So anyway, 7 o'clock this Wednesday. The last class will be on the 29th, 2 weeks from now. And we'll get into why spirituality is important to our everyday lives. So, and I think for the link, I don't know, Moss knows more about the link. Ask the office. Ask Moss or call the office for the link. All right, thank you.
Oh. Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all the books for next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following this service, or you're welcome to stop by the open door cafe tent outside in front of the garden. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
Please come up for the shoko. Thank you, Mika-chan. Thank you, Clinton. Good job.
Good morning. My name is Larry Honda, and I'll be chairing today's service. For those of you who attended last week's service, yes, I chaired last week. I wasn't supposed to chair today, and the person who was scheduled to chair today tested positive for COVID. So, lucky me, since I was here, they said, "Would you do it?" So anyway, so I'll be your chair for today's service. As always, no food or drink, of course, in the Hondo, and if you have your cell phones, please silence them or turn them off. Do we have anybody who's here for the first time who would like to identify themselves? Yes. Could you stand up and introduce yourself, maybe?
Hello, my name is Janine Bashio, and I'm a member of the UIKai Senior Center. And I was talking with some friends at lunch, and they said, "Well, you've got to come to see the temple over here." I said, "Well, where?" They said, "Just down the street." I said, "Okay, I will." So here I am.
Great. Well, welcome. Nice to meet you. Anybody else who'd like to identify themselves? Nope. Okay. For those of you who are maybe sitting close to them, you can help them find the right pages and the right Gatha book and all that sort of thing. So, thank you. Okay, so we will begin today's service with Sambujo, which is on page 24 in the large service book. And then that'll be followed by Sutra chanting Juseige, which is on page 23 in the small Dharma school book, or on page 93 in the large service book. Would you all please rise for Gatha, the Texture of Life, which is on page 94 in the small Dharma service book. And after that, please remain standing for the recitation of the three treasures, which is also in the small Dharma school service book on page 3.
Open number 3, page 3 on the Dharma school small service book. There's a in the union portion. There is a line saying in the spirit of the universal brotherhood. So when you read this, please replace the brotherhood with the oneness. So when you read this like this, in the spirit of universal oneness. So please do so, okay? Three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we live in it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the blessed one. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves to the present life, no hope is there we shall be free from the suffering and sorrow in the ocean of the birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we all together observe in ourselves the principle, your way to enlightenment, and awaken ourselves the spring will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together search your doctrine and gaze wisdom as we with the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become unity to natural accord in your life-heart harmony, in a spiritual universal oneness, with the bond of suchness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Please join me in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated.
And as he mentioned last week, Minister's Assistant Dennis Akizuki will be giving our Dharma talk again.
Good morning. Please join me in Kansho and reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So as Larry mentioned, I gave the Dharma talk last week, and I'm doing it again this week. So I'm following Larry and doing it twice. Good morning, everybody, again. Welcome to those who are here in the Hondo and those who are watching at home or wherever through YouTube. We're glad you can join us. And I worked on this a little bit more, and I got some feedback from Lisa Tsuchitani and Eric Ching, and so they helped me out a little bit, so I thank them. So, how many of you familiar with the term saying that someone is self-made? Self-made. Self-made man, self-made woman, self-made person. this is something we hear often in the United States. I think it's it's kind of an American thing, right? I think it's according to the usage. It's somebody who grew up poor, without obvious opportunities, and through their own hard work became rich, successful, went on to fame and fortune, as they say. This is something that has a large presence in the history of our country. Reading up on this, the man who supposedly came up with this term was a United States Senator, Henry Clay. In a speech in 1892, he used the term to describe people who he said attained success in manufacturing by themselves. So, and growing up here in the United States, if you did grow up here in the United States, you know, you've probably heard numerous examples of somebody who's self-made, right? It's all, if you read newspaper stories about somebody who's successful and they come from humble beginnings, inevitably that person is self-made. It's people who have accomplished a lot in business, entertainment, politics, pretty much any industry, right? So the prototypical self-made person in American history is Benjamin Franklin. That's what they say. So he's seen as this rags to riches story, right? He came from a very poor family. His father could only kind of afford to send him to school for 2 years. His education stopped at age 10, but because he was ambitious, confident, a voracious reader, he went on to become, the person that we all know as one of our founding fathers. He was a writer, scientist, statesman, diplomat, printer, publisher, and a leader in the Revolutionary War and the creation of our country. Another phrase you probably heard is, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Do you know what that means? I really didn't know what that meant. But boots, they have a little loop at the back, right? Or they used to, a lot of boots, right? So pulling up yourself by the bootstraps is same as like a self-made person. You're doing it by yourself. You're pulling yourself up by the bootstraps. Both of these terms are kind of egocentric, right, and uniquely American, right? The individual, you can do it all yourself. But you really can't pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Think of that. You can't pull yourself up by the bootstraps because you'd fall over, right? It doesn't work. And actually, one explanation for the origin of this term is something more unbelievable. It's the tale of somebody who pulled themselves out of the swamp by pulling their own hair. Now think about that. That's impossible, right? So you can't really do anything by yourself, right? And we know that in Buddhism, right? There are always people who have influenced, helped, inspired, supported you, supported these supposedly self-made people. And that's not to take anything away from people who have worked really hard to achieve success. But, you know, in Buddhism, we know that there's interdependence, right? Everything is connected. Everything we do is influenced, helped, either directly or indirectly, or even both, by other people, other things, other events. You look back at Benjamin Franklin, right? His father, a poor man, was able to afford to send Franklin to school for at least 2 years. He later gave young Franklin his first job. Franklin's brother, James, hired him in his printing business. He would later become, Franklin would later become publisher of his own newspaper, but he had the help of a partner. So those are just a few of the people who helped Benjamin Franklin, the self-made person, right, become the person he became. So in Japanese, there's something also related. In Buddhism, something we call Kansho, right? Gratitude. If you look on page 12, the large service book, this one, you will find something called the Jodo Shinshu Creed. And let's read that. The second one is what we're really kind of paying attention to, but they're all things that we should note. 1, I take refuge in the vow of Amida Buddha, reciting Namo Amida Butsu. Let us live life to the utmost with strength and joy. 2, I look to the light of Amida Buddha, constantly reflecting upon myself. Let us strive to live a life of gratitude. 3, I shall follow the teachings of Amida Buddha, awakening to the right path. Let us share the true Dharma with Buddhism. And 4, rejoicing in the compassion of the Buddha, respecting and aiding one another, I shall do my best to work towards the welfare of society. So you could see, I mean, there's actually 2 versions of this, right? But it's pretty much the same, just in different words. So this whole notion of interdependency and gratitude, I think, are intertwined, right? You can't do one without the other, I think. Rather than look at our own successes as something that is just my doing, right? We need to kind of reflect. And sometimes it's hard when you've achieved something. Well, if you're in school, you got 100% on a test, right? And you're kind of thinking about, oh, wow, I really did great on that. But you don't reflect on, the people who have helped you, the teacher who helped you, maybe a parent who has helped you. You got a promotion at work. And again, you didn't do it all yourself. I mean, that's not to take anything away from the hard work that you put into it, but you accomplished that through maybe the advice, through the inspiration of somebody early in your life. So we naturally get caught up in the joy and happiness of accomplishing something, but I think we need to kind of look at the causes and conditions that led us to that success and the other people who kind of helped us in doing that. So there's something that I found online. Reverend Eric Matsumoto, he's in Hawaii. He wrote about the importance of interdependence, and he quoted the head of our sect, Jodo Shincho Hongan Jiha. And the Gomoncho at the time wrote that, quote, everything in this world exists based on interdependency. When we are not aware of this, we tend to think to ourselves that our own perspective is the only one that is right and justified. This is what causes conflicts to arise. How then do we attain the peace that we seek in the world today? It is necessary that we first treat others with the same care and respect that we show ourselves. The weakness of our relationships with each other is the result of us thinking about ourselves more than others. So again, this, interdependency, the fact we're all connected, and gratitude, I think, go hand in hand. And again, this is kind of difficult to think about sometimes, but I think we do have to reflect on what the events that happen and look with gratitude to everyone who's helped us along the way. Recall how you got there. Think about who helped you. Then express your gratitude to those people who've supported you, who have advised you, encouraged you, lent a helping hand. And in Shin Buddhism, at that moment, we should say what? Namo Amida Butsu. So again, this is all kind of related, right? This is come back to the Nembutsu, right? We look at our lives and reflect in our lives and think about things, and not just it's just all about me. We're here because of everything that has happened to our lives, all the people that have touched our lives, right? Even if you don't realize it, and maybe if you kind of even reject it, right? My mom kind of harangued me about school and going to college and getting to a good college, and I kind of resented that, but actually it could kind of inspire me to go to a university, and looking back at that, she kind of helped me achieve that in my life, even though kind of I didn't appreciate that for a very, very long time, until recently, actually. So I'm very bad. So again, there are no self-made people, and we can't pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. We just have to recognize that it's not all about us, that we can't do it alone. We never do it alone. There's somebody always helping us. We could say there's the compassion of Amida, There's Namo Amida Butsu always in our lives, helping us, inspiring us, helping us remember to get that perspective about life, and then really kind of, again, being grateful, saying Namo Amida Butsu. So please join me in Gassho reciting Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dennis. 2 weeks in a row of excellent Dharma talks. I'm actually surprised it took you that long to realize to thank your mom for egging you on. I've known Dennis a long time, so I don't believe that. But I've always been proud that I don't have a lot of pride in things, but I've always been proud that I was the first in my family to go away to college and get not just a degree, but a graduate degree. And my parents, I knew early on, like a lot of us, I came from a poor family, and they sacrificed tons so that my brothers and I could get college degrees, and we ended up with better lives financially, certainly, than my parents did. So that's something, that I didn't have to be, I don't know. I knew right away that what my parents had sacrificed, and then in a way I didn't because I was young and stupid and selfish and that kind of stuff. But certainly as I've gotten older, hopefully I've gotten a little wiser. Okay, let's see. Right now we'll have Gatha Ondokusan II on page 76 in the small service book.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated.
Are there any announcements? No? Reverend Akahoshi? While he's walking up here, let's see. Linda Ichinaga from BWA asked me to make an announcement that next week there'll be another soul line dancing event, or whatever they call it. It'll go from 11:30 to 1 in the gym. Let's see. For the curry cook-off, that's going to be this Saturday. Ticket sales have been stopped, so if you didn't get one already, you can't go now. But anyway, this is the first ever one that's being sponsored by Wesley and the Betsuin here, and the proceeds are going to go towards UI Kai and the Nikkei Matsuri Foundation. Betsuin has a team that's being led by Rinban Sakamoto, and so last week I made an announcement about asking for volunteers to help cut vegetables and help make that for this Saturday. And after talking to Rinban after last week's service, we've decided to do it at 10 o'clock. So if any of you are available to help out, please show up at 10 o'clock this Saturday. I forgot my other announcement. What did I say at 9:30? Oh, New Year's luncheon, thank you. I should write these things down, but I'm too stubborn. We are going to have our New Year's luncheon for the first time in 4 years. We have a committee that's organizing and getting things together. And so we will be starting ticket sales today, actually. We have a table outside by the Open Door Cafe. Tickets are $24, right? Yeah, $24. And they'll be on sale all the way through this month and December. I'm not sure when we're cutting off ticket sales, maybe a week or so before the event, so probably around January 12th. So we accept cash and check the old-fashioned way, whether you do it here or in the church office sometime, or for those of you who are younger and don't know what a check is. We don't take Venmo, but you can pay by a credit card online through a QR code. There'll be a flyer coming out in December and January Dharma newsletters, and there will also be a flyer in the membership letter that will go to all the Betsuin families in next month, I guess, or this month. Sente?
Good morning. For those of you who may not know, I'm Kenji Akahoshi. I've been here all my life, except for the last 10 years. I retired from the San Diego Buddhist Temple. In any event, we've been asked to do 3 introductory talks on Buddhism, and the first one was November 1st. The next will be this Wednesday, the 15th, and the third one on the 29th. And so at 7 o'clock, we'll meet in the boardroom. At least 10 years ago, I was running the discussion group, and we had a good group coming every other week. And hopefully, those of you who had attended that may, reconvene. But it's also will be on Zoom. I don't know. I thought Moss would be here, but they'll have to figure that out. Anyway, we'll have it here in the boardroom, and also it will be online on Zoom. And to get the link, I think you have to call the office, and they may direct you to Moss or whatever. I don't know the technical part of this. But what we'll be talking about this time is, it'll be more of a discussion initially about traditional words and what they mean to us. You know, we hear this Namo Amida Butsu, and to many new people, it's kind of a mystery. And so it'll be a discussion on what each of these words mean, Pure Land, Amida, and so forth, in a more contemporary aspect, and then why that's important. And then on the 29th, we'll talk more about why this Buddhism affects us on the practical level every day, can be, provide an outlook that's toward happiness, and then the deeper aspects of spirituality. So they'll be on the 29th. So did I leave anything out? How to get here? 29, 7. Oh, I know what I was going to. I broke my leg last year, and that's why I'm walking less capable than I usually am. So hopefully I'm not as old and feeble as I may appear. I think the mind is going, but thank you.
Don't know how to follow that. We also have an event today from 2 to 4. We're thanking Reiko Iwanaga for 20 years of leadership as our lead Obon dance instructor. So if any of you are available this afternoon, please come by and attend. It's free. And I guess you got to hear me talk for another minute or two, but there'll be better things than that. We'll have some entertainment that I think you'll find very interesting. Okay, so thank you to Reverend Mikame, Minister Assistants Dennis Akizuki and Sumi Tanabe. Colleen Tsuchimoto was our organist today, and with our AV help in the background, like the Wizard of Oz, is Steve Onishi back there. We will now have closing Kansho, and after that, please come forward for Oshoko.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. is a Japanese language service following this, so if you have a time, please join us. So it's starting like maybe later, a little bit past 11 o'clock.